You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, we're Enterprise Explaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I am Bill, and with me, as always, are the co-hosts with the co-hostess mostesses. I'm going to say that again. I am Bill, and these are my co-hosts, Maria.
Hello.
And Jamie.
Hi.
Sorry, I didn't notice that you were taking a drink right then.
It's all good.
Today, our mission is a second contact. Last week, I told my co-host what happened in the Star Trek Enterprise episode, Canamar. They have now watched the episode and are back with their thoughts, so make sure you listen to last week's episode before this one. A little bit of business, as always. We have t-shirts available. You can go to the ESO Network website, go to their TeePublic page, and find them. We have the Enterprise Explaining logo shirts and the Porthos Appreciation shirts. All right. To recap Canamar, Archer and Trip got taken prisoner by, quote, accident, unquote. En route to a penal colony, they had to team up with an actual criminal while they waited to be rescued. My co-hosts have now seen it, so let's get into it. What did you two think about Canamar?
Yeah.
That was perfect. Like, I deliberately come in with big energy just because I like doing that with the episode. But it's like if you ever see somebody playing tennis and they're just whacking it back and forth, and suddenly the person just rushes up to the net and just goes dink and just puts it over.
I have never taken this few notes for an episode.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can beat our record for what was my last episode, Dawn, where I think the second contact was also as long, almost as long as the Explainer episode.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think it was fine. There was more time than story.
Yeah. Talk
Okay.
about an episode that needed a B plot.
Yeah.
It desperately needed a B plot.
It sort of did. I would kind of argue that the Trip Kuma stuff was a little bit B plot, but and I think they had just enough of it. That was actually my favorite parts of the episode. But even then, because that didn't really matter. Like, Kumas didn't really matter in any way to the story.
Other than he fucked them, than he prevented them from doing the thing.
They could have just found a different way for that to fail. Like, I thought that somehow at the end he was going to come out and do something and say, and like, it didn't, I don't know. It was just like, then what's the point of the character?
It was also like, we have other things to talk about, I'm sure, but like at the end, like all those people just went back to prison, I guess.
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
there was no rescue for them, even though it was possible that some of them had also been, captured. Like there's nothing they could do about it.
These aliens that arrested them appear to just arrest people on very little evidence and then supposedly have a justice system where it's like once you're arrested you're basically guilty.
Right.
That seems bad. And I don't trust that the other people, but I don't trust that the other people on this prison, like, yeah, the one guy was clearly a criminal of some sort. It wasn't even sure he was like generic criminal. Like, I wasn't clear on like what criminal thing he actually did. Like, is he a serial killer? Is he a smuggler? Like, where is he,
on the criminality scale.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he walk on the grass like Wesley did? Like, I don't know why he's there either.
That would be amazing if they all found out all their crimes they were like really petty like this. Guys, I just put this together. This is Enterprise's version of ConAir.
Oh,
I've never seen ConAir.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage plays. Was he a Green Beret or
Nicolas Cage is in ConAir? I don't know why I thought it was.
He's the
else.
main guy. He's like a special forces guy, and he ends up killing a guy in self-defense, and he gets sent to prison for murder because it's a fucking Michael Bay movie.
Wait, I thought ConAir the president was like.
No, that's Air Force One.
That's Air Force One.
Here we go.
Here we go.
What did you think Air Force One was, Jamie?
I did not know there was a movie called Air Force One. I think I just thought they were both called ConAir. I'm so bad at movies.
ConAir. So anyway, he goes to prison. He's getting released, and he's being flown on a flight full of criminals called ConAir, and they're all the worst. They're the worst criminals in America, and they're being transferred to another prison. They escape. They take over the plane. Nicolas Cage is actually a good guy, and he has to stay with the criminals because he's trying to protect like the innocent crew of this.
Ooh, that
ship.
sounds good. This does sound
It's
like
really trashy
that's
fun.
what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's trash.
It's a good premise.
It's a great bad movie night. Like, it's a great bad movie night. The very, very first time I met our friend Alicia was at a bad movie night at her house watching ConAir. So I have very fond memories of ConAir.
Okay, I literally just put that together. This movie this episode was nowhere near as trashy fun.
No.
If it were a little
ConAir.
trashier, it would be more fun.
Yeah,
I would agree with that show in general. That premise.
For
You're
sure.
right. It does need a B plot. I think that like T'Pol dealing with the Enolian liaison would be a good place to.
could have been
explore
much
that.
more, right?
Yeah.
Everything going on the ship, I think, could have become a solid B plot, but they just did the bare minimum, I think.
So, all right. So let's. Oh, sorry. You have another thought?
No, let's get into it.
I have tangents to go off on, but if you guys want to discuss, if you guys have,
I
more
have a
thoughts.
couple of random things.
Yeah, so do I. My first one is just leather jackets look snazzy. It doesn't make sense for them to be wearing them on what was a first contact mission, as you mentioned, Bill.
That was my first note. What did you think of this week's Starfleet Casual?
I loved the Starfleet Casual.
Yeah, I love the outfits, though.
Was it a first contact though? I thought where they were was like a like a trading post.
Yeah.
Because I said the same thing, and then Steven was like, "No, it's not a first contact. They're going to the trading post for whatever reason, which might be why." And even I feel like even in the log, in the initial captain's log that they find on the ship, they're like. He'd said something like Trip and I were able to like have a little bit of downtime or something like that. So I don't actually think it was a first contact situation.
No, I'm sorry. I actually have this in my. I'm sorry, Maria. I have to disagree with
good.
you. I'm looking at my notes from that episode. Captain Starlog supplemental. Trip and I have left Keto Enol, where we had a successful first contact with the Enolians. Didn't meet with their actual government. Maybe this is what Archer considers a first contact to be.
Yeah.
Some outlet mall shopping.
Yeah, we're shopping at a trading post, but these alien shopkeepers are the first ones we've met of their kind. Therefore, first contacts.
Why not first contact if it looks like first contact?
I wish there was a Lower Decks episode where they go to Keto Enol and there's a little plaque next to like a shopping mall that says "On this spot in 2250."
Jonathan Archer showed up in a leather jacket.
Yeah, like technically, that would be a first contact with that species, but a first contact mission to me is more like you're going and like introducing yourself to their government and introducing humanity to them.
The guy who T'Pol finally gets in touch with to talk about it didn't seem like he had a clue who they were.
Oh no, that guy
Like,
was really trying to blow them off.
And I mean, he eventually was like, "Oh shit, this is something we fucked up." But like initially, it was like, "Who are you? What do you want? Why am I talking to you?" Like,
good first mission, guys.
Yeah.
They still have no idea who we are, but it's fine. We talked to that one shopkeeper. He seemed cool.
He seemed cool.
Archer didn't have the receipt for the sneakers he bought on Keto Enol.
So. A couple things at the very beginning where when the Enterprise is trying to figure out what the hell happened to the shuttle, they're just I think it's in the cold open. They're just standing there looking at the shuttle spinning in space, like grapple that shit or something. Like, what are you doing? Having a conversation right now? Like, get that ship on board.
One of my notes was when Archer was pretending to be a smuggler. Sorry, I laugh every time at the word smuggler after Maria Hugh made the joke about it's because they're smug.
They're smugglers.
But the criminal guy asked him why he hadn't heard of him if he's like such a big smuggler. And Archer was like, oh, it's because I mostly work around Sol. And he was like, Sol. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's the system with the planet I'm from. It's called Earth is the planet. Like, Archer just is telling him,
here's my address. Here's my phone number.
Yeah.
Here's my social security number.
Stop telling the criminal with bad intentions where you're from. Don't tell him how to get to Earth.
It's not like they gave
my
them
mother's maiden name.
It's like, that's like me saying I'm from Montana. Oh, I'm going to have to kill everyone in Montana now.
But it still feels like you don't know what the deal is with this guy, except that he's some like hardened criminal. Like, don't go putting a target on Earth.
Getting back into the costumes, what did you think of the look of the Enolians, the workout bros?
I don't even remember what they look like.
It was like they had padded uniforms with like leather straps over them. But the thing I remember is they all had gelled hair. That was the thing that really stuck out to me.
I'm Googling it to remember because I don't remember either.
Well, obviously it didn't make much of an impression.
Kumas took up most of the space in my brain on what aliens look like. Cause
I think you mean Zumas.
Sorry, Zumas. It's Zumas? I kept saying, in all my notes I wrote Kumas.
Yeah.
Zumas.
Well, let's talk. Okay, well then let's dig it because I want to dig into Zumas here, who I think is a real highlight of the episode.
Yeah, you said he was annoying, but he was annoying in a fun way, not annoying in an annoying way.
Yes, I agree with that.
If there was more of him, he could be annoying in an annoying way. But I enjoyed, and I love Trip's annoyed reactions are so much fun, especially because Trip is such a nice guy. Like we saw some of this like in Catwalk, where like he wants to still be the jolly nice guy Trip, but he's getting super annoyed, but he's like trying to hold his annoyance in and eventually just explodes.
Yeah, but to be fair, also it doesn't take that long because the guy is clearly just constantly talking. Like, I get that. And I agree with you, JB. I think he was more fun, annoying, particularly initially. As it got like towards the end, I was like, okay, I'm done with this. But I think a lot of that again was more time than story. So there was like they threw a bunch of that stuff in that I feel like they could have probably cut down and like kept the funny bits, but not had as much of the oh my god, are we still doing this?
It is funny that like they spent all this time with like Trip's kind of bonding with him, even if Trip was annoyed. Almost all of this episode was very like cliche, like you kind of knew where it was going. And the one part that I thought they like did a little twist on was that you just expect Zumas to help him, and instead he like
fucks up the plan.
Yeah, like fucks it up and just like turns just like fully is like it was him. Like he's
that guy.
Yeah. Even though I knew it was coming, I still found it funny. It's just such an asshole move from that guy. And it was just like a nice touch. It was in an episode where everything was expected. It was the one thing that was a surprise, and I appreciated that.
And then he expected to be thanked at the end of it.
Yeah.
That was the chef's kiss at the end. Do you suppose that Zumas and T'Pol have like a text thread where they just talk about the things that they do to annoy
Bill, your impression of Zumas was spot on. It was so good.
Yeah, agreed.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Agreed.
Annoying guy with things hanging off of his face? Sure, I can dig it.
I did write, I'm looking at my notes, and I did write that, like, Zumas is a great foil for Trip. Like, he brought out Connor Trinneer's, like, comedy sensibilities, which are really strong. Like, I think we don't get to see him. Connor Trinneer tends to be the funny guy, not the straight guy. And I think that
seeing him as a straight man is a fun twist.
Having him be the straight man,
Having rewatched the episode, I really I think Zumas is the thing to take because did some searching on Mammary Alpha, and so there was the actor, there was the costume, the makeup, and then his voice was dubbed by another person. Like
I didn't know that.
Which I didn't know. But everybody understood the assignment. Like they made him like the worst person to be trapped on a flight with. Everybody understood their assignment. This guy did some amazing physical acting, and whoever overdubbed his voice did amazing work. And it was literally the worst person you could actually not kill.
Yeah, and the best scenes in the episode were the scenes with Zumas and Trip. even though there weren't many of them and they were small. And like you said, Marie, it was by the end he started to get annoying. Like they used him exactly the right amount and then stopped. They didn't like overdo it, and it would have been very annoying to overdo that character. They used him just the right amount. It was definitely I feel like the bright spot of this episode.
The other bright spot was T'Pol being so fucking good at her job.
That was my last note.
She's so good at her job.
Nothing went wrong on the ship when Archer wasn't there.
I have never
Smooth
seen
sailings.
the NX-01 bridge run that professionally. Usually it's a complete and utter mess.
Chaos.
She was making decisions. Everybody was looking. Like you'd see Hoshi at her thing, and then she'd ask a question and looked at T'Pol, and then T'Pol would answer, and then she'd turn and like she'd be like, okay, and she'd do it. Like I have never seen the bridge run that well before.
Now you're saying that, I do kind of like, I really appreciate that. Like that's a character development, because in the past, in earlier episodes, when T'Pol was in charge, she got all kinds of pushback. I mean, Trip wasn't on board.
Yeah.
But even Hoshi, like she and Hoshi butted heads. Not that Hoshi was pushing back, but I feel like Hoshi and her hadn't figured out their relationship. There was a lot of like that weird catfighty thing that they were trying to do, and it does feel like now everybody kind of they kind of trust each other a lot more. They don't necessarily trust Archer, but they trust each other.
Honestly, I think it's because Trip's not there. Because
probably so.
The last time I remember mentioning like, wow, she's so good when she's in charge of the Enterprise was I want to say 2 days and 2 nights when Trip was down on the planet, and she's still, I mean, we didn't get to see as much bridge stuff, or no, was it that there was something?
No, there was the one, what
was it when Archer went to the future and she was, no, because that was when they were captured by the
I don't know, but there was definitely another time where like Archer and Trip were gone and she was in charge, and I don't think it was quite like, this was really good, but I just remember being like, wow, she does so well when like Trip and Archer aren't around.
Yeah, seriously. Well, they're the main points of contention for her. So,
but like Archer can't even run the bridge this well. Like people are constantly talking back to him, second guessing him. Like he's second guessing himself. He's not able to make decisions. It all just feels like he's like going off on tangents. He's like too casual when he's in charge of the bridge, and then it just like flows down to everybody else. But this was like being run like a Picard bridge.
People following orders and doing things.
Yeah, people are doing their job. It's just right away without question. Amazing.
I had a couple other notes. One was I wrote this whole quote down. Linda Park just delivered this line, and I was crying laughing. I don't know if this is funny to everybody else as it was to me, but when they don't know where Archer and Trip are, they think they're dead or they think they're gone, and they're just sitting around in the conference room kind of trying to figure out what happened and listening to the recording. Linda Park delivers this line in this very somber tone, and she says, "The captain says it was the closest thing to water polo that he's ever seen since we left Earth." Her delivery of that line made me laugh so hard.
Linda Park has the best line deliveries of anybody on this show.
So good. She's so good. I wrote Sad Hoshi is great.
Her comedic timing is so perfect. And I think like we don't think of Hoshi as a funny character, but Linda Park is so funny, and she delivers lines like that in it's just perfect.
Can we talk about the Nausicaan?
The unnamed Nausicaan henchman. Give these people names. Like, if a character has more than 2 lines, give them a fucking name.
First of all, we went back and looked because we were like, he looks kind of low rent. Like, he doesn't. He looks a little bit like a Kirkland brand Nausicaan. Like.
They did not spend a lot of time on his outfit. Like, he looked like, if you ever see like the really shitty Frankenstein movies where it's just like a turtleneck with like a tunic over it, that's what he looked like. Yeah.
He was also weirdly maternal to the guy, to the main criminal guy. Like, he was like, "You should eat something." Like, it was just very like, in a better show, they would have been in a relationship together.
Oh,
you know?
I can totally see that.
Right? You can see that. And it's just not what I would have expected from a Nausicaan, because he very much seemed like the guy who was like, "Okay, let's just calm down. Let's see what's going on. You should eat something and make sure you're okay."
I know he didn't do. I know because we saw the prison gruel before. But how great would it be if the Nausicaa would be like, "I made this."
Exactly.
Well, fine. I guess I spent 12 hours making gruel for nothing.
And then the other scene that sort of made me laugh was at some point, and I don't remember exactly when, but at some point Archer said, I can't just leave all these people to die, when the bad guy was trying to just, send everybody into the sun or whatever. And I was like, Archer, you have left better people to die before, man. But yeah, and I just think that, like, in the end, it didn't, like, he would rail against the injustice, but he can't actually do anything about it. He can make them feel really bad, and that's about it.
Yeah.
They go on and keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm out of notes. I don't have any. I only had 4 notes, and we got to them all.
I have one final note, which is, why is this called Canamar? They never even get to Canamar.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, I know they're mentioning it because they're heading there, but they never make it there. It's weird to name the episode that. I feel like it's like some of our episodes when we're like trying to come up with names, and then we're like, I guess we'll just go with this one, but like because we just couldn't come up with anything better.
Steven said it's like waiting for Godot. Canamar's Godot.
Waiting for Canamar. I have been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this a lot because I bought the entire series of Lower Decks, and I've been watching that, and I keep going back to see what they're making references to. There's a very long-winded way of saying I've been looking at the titles for original series episodes, which are so grandiose. Like, who cries for Adonis? And, all these grand things. Those who the gods would destroy, and all these things. Like, Dawn, Canamar,
Catwalk.
the catwalk.
Minefield.
Put some effort, put some spin on it, guys. Sell me a story here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
I don't have anything else. That was it. Only that the fight was so long.
So
fucking long.
But again, that's what happens when you don't have a B plot. You need to fill time. And the thing about Star Trek is, like, Star Trek has never been good at action-y fight scenes. It always looks super fake. So I understand that they need them, but, like, reduce it, because the longer it goes on, the worse. Like, you are Star Trek, you are not going to have, like, some amazing fight scenes. So just, like, don't bother. Just have a couple punches and be done with it.
Yeah, I will say that some of the newer stuff they've done better with fight scenes, but I agree. Like, I think that, and this just felt like there was no, like, we all knew this guy was gonna die.
100%.
Like, we all knew that was how it was gonna end. It was just how beat up was Archer gonna be by the end of it, and like, I was like, okay, come on, let's move along here, people.
Let's close the book on the classic Enterprise episode, Canamar. And move on to our next topic, of course. It's the star of the Second Contact, Mammary Alpha, where we talk about a weird or funny page that Jamie has found on Mammary Alpha, the website that collects canonical Star Trek information. What do you got for us this week, Jamie?
So I was going through the page for some of the episodes that we watched on Mammary Alpha, and I was like going through and sort of just looking to see what words linked to other pages to see if there was anything interesting.
I've done that.
One of the ones I found, I can't remember which episode I was looking at, but the word ball for not for
testicle?
not for testicle, ball as in an actual ball, like a sports ball.
A sphere. Yeah.
Yes, a sphere.
Or spear, as we are probably going to learn that Daniels cannot pronounce.
Great callback. Thank you, First Flight Pod. Yes. The first thing on the page for ball is they define it. A ball was an object, usually spherical, that could be used in sporting events or as a simple toy.
Okay.
But then the rest of this are just references to balls in different episodes, but then in each one they have to like define the specific balls for each sport.
Great.
So there's one for Enterprise for an episode we haven't gotten to yet where they're going to have a basketball, but they define it as a 20th century sport basketball used a similarly named ball.
Similarly named, but not but
because
like
it's
exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
The basketball is used for the sport basketball.
Basketball? Yeah.
One set contains another set.
I suppose. It's a weird way to put it.
So then the next one is for the Enterprise episode Fortunate Son. Do you guys remember what ball was used in Fortunate Son?
It was a football. They were tossing it around in low gravity. Yep.
So they defined that by saying the American sport of football used an ellipsoid-shaped ball, which was named after the sport.
Yep.
So...
Wow.
Did you guys know that the ball in football was named after the sport in which the ball was used? What annoys me about this is that is every sport that has a ball, the ball is named. Like, if you're like, a tennis ball is named after tennis, the sport in which you use the ball. Like that, this is just how sports balls work.
I'm sorry. I keep bringing up Lower Decks, but I can imagine a character like they meet an alien. It's like, it's named after a ball. But not the ball you're thinking of.
But what I love about this, too, is it has that line, the American sport of football used an ellipsoid-shaped ball, which was named after the sport, and then in parentheses, ENT Fortunate Son. That's it.
That's the reference.
It doesn't tell you what was in that episode where they used a football.
Right.
Or it doesn't even mention that it was seen in that episode. It's just like, we're going to define football, and then we're putting in an episode name where a football was.
Amazing.
And then we get another ENT reference to Minefield. Do you guys remember which ball was in Minefield?
Soccer ball?
Yeah.
There we
Soccer
go.
ball.
No.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember that
seeing
at
a
all.
soccer
I remember.
ball.
I only said that because I remember Archer bringing up the World Cup, and Malcolm said he didn't follow
They
any
talked
soccer
about
teams.
it.
Oh, but we
They
didn't
talked
see
about
a soccer ball.
teams.
But-
That's why I thought of it.
Yeah, this makes no sense because this isn't the page for soccer. It's the page for ball.
Well, bring that up in the talk section of the Memory Alpha.
Oh my god, do I need to do that? Do I need to like start a thing in the talk section?
Are you
where
going to
I
start
say
shit
this?
on Mammary Alpha? Do it, Jamie.
So it says soccer was a sport that used a ball. Which one would kick around on the ground? It noticeably does not have the line about the ball being named after the sport like it does in the others, even though it is true that a soccer ball is named after the sport in which you use the ball.
It depends on where you live, though, because in the UK, that's a football. And
that is one of my...
That's very different.
Back when I used to have more friends to talk to, the whole thing about, like, why do Americans call it soccer and we call it football? And I would explain it to them, and it was like a vampire being exposed to them. He understands! He knows! We use this to make fun of Americans!
And then... we get another ENT reference. By the way, a large portion of the references on this page are for ball. So, 1 second, let me count. 1, 2,
Enterprise has
3,
a lot of balls
4,
in it.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 references on this page. The number that reference Enterprise are 5. So 5 of 9. Over half of the references to balls.
The second sexiest board.
Are to ENT. To be fair, some of them have other. So like soccer has ENT and Lower Decks and Picard, but the first one is ENT. The next one is it has only one reference. The reference is to ENT's catwalk, the catwalk. Do you guys remember which ball was in the catwalk?
I have a thought in my head, but I'm not.
Say it.
Confident? No, I'm not confident in it. Go ahead.
Say it. Say it.
The water polo ball?
Yeah. Even though we didn't even see.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw the water polo. He was watching water polo. But this is like, we did not actually see a water polo ball in that episode unless in the game of water polo that he was watching on the little screen. But also, so this references the water. It's the sport of water polo, also used a ball.
I'm going to be honest with you, Jamie. I thought that this whole experience was an edging experience until we finally got to the water polo section, the water polo ball section of the ball page on Mammary Alpha. And then we were just going to have this whole...
No, we get to the water polo section and it just says, the sport of water polo also used a ball. Jonathan Archer had his water polo ball aboard Enterprise NX-01, though it rarely saw its intended use.
Rarely?
Enough water polo pits.
And then the only reference is ENT's The Catwalk, an episode where we don't see Archer's water polo ball.
There has definitely been an episode where Archer has had the ball and is throwing it against the wall
There has
or whatever.
been multiple episodes where he's been doing that.
Not the catwalk, I don't think.
We did not see the water polo ball in the catwalk. We saw it on the tiny screen when he was watching water polo.
No, I remember making a water polo joke in our episode of the catwalk, so I know that they brought water polo up.
Maybe that's how this got in here. He was watching a water polo match on his pad.
Yes, he was.
But we don't see Archer's water polo ball in that episode, and yet that is on this whole page the only time water polo is mentioned and the only episode reference.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare
Mammary
you?
Alpha, have you no dignity at this point? Have you no dignity, sir?
Anyways, the rest is like other shows. Also, they mentioned the big rolled ball of string that was mentioned in the Andorian incident. But otherwise, all non-EMT stuff. Not that interesting. This was just funny to me.
That's
amazing.
That's very amusing. I don't it's very strange that, because they're like, as we said, there have been instances where we have seen the water polo ball.
Yeah, many times.
Yes.
Anyways, so that is the Mammary Alpha page for ball.
I issue a call to all Splanians who are also Mammary Alpha Redditors. Correct this wrong. This will not stand.
Yeah,
this will not stand.
I promise to go in and I will probably take out the catwalk reference since we don't see the ball and replace it with I'll go back and see if I can find some of the episodes where we see his ball.
I think what was the episode? It was like a number, like the 7th. I don't know, it's some number.
There were multiple episodes where we saw his water polo ball.
It was when T'Pol had to go catch the guy, the criminal.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was the 7th. Yep.
And when T'Pol comes in, Archer is watching water polo, and I think he has the ball and he's throwing it against the wall. Remember, he was being really super rude to her. I just remember that scene.
I think he was watching a water polo game and wouldn't turn it off to talk to her.
I actually think he was throwing the ball in shockwave because he was doing it as like a stress relief, because I don't think he would be throwing the ball while there was actual water polo on. I think he would be watching it.
Fair enough.
Thank you for Jamie. And now we move on to the read alerts. Beep, beep, beep. And just to explain to you, these are the sections where we read, READ, the messages that you have sent to us, and we are alerted to them by Jamie. So, Jamie, what are our read alerts? Beep, 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 for this episode.
So previously I mentioned we got a very long email from Nicole with lots of little points in it. Still going through some of those, so I have a couple more.
Okay.
She says that when she watched the episode with Sluggo, she said, clearly Sluggo was supposed to represent Hoshi. So the writers consistently think that slugs are sexy ladies, or maybe they just think all sexy ladies are slugs.
It's true. It's true. She makes a very strong point.
I'm trying to think of a logic statement. All slugs are sexy. All sexy ladies are sexy. Therefore, all sexy ladies are slugs. Wait, what about? Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Wait, now what? Now?
Not sure about my logic on that one, but philosophy students, let me know.
She also says that we should consider making pins that say, I survived Terra Nova for ourselves.
That's very good.
I'm not sure that we did survive Terra Nova.
No. I'm pretty sure it broke us pretty good.
There are episodes that have made me angrier, but I'm not sure. Like, if you offered me any episode to rewatch or Terra Nova, that's a real coin flip. Like, you name any episodes, any of the Stigma, like any of that stuff, or Terra Nova, do I want to feel angry or do I want to feel bored and confused at the same time?
And then her next bullet point was that she is watching Dear Doctor right now, and T'Pol is shocked to hear that her Vulcan dental work needs to be redone, and she says that she can't believe that being around Archer and humans in general hasn't made her grind her trifluoride enamel job off.
Oh my god.
Oh, amazing.
And then she says, in the episode when Trip rebuilds the chair and then it's 1 centimeter shorter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I wonder if the chair always had adjustable height and Archer just didn't know how to use it correctly.
Didn't read the manual.
Couldn't find the little lever at the bottom of the seat.
That's not a Trip move, but it would totally be a T'Pol move where he's just like I can't believe this chair is so uncomfortable, and T'Pol just reaches under and just makes a jerky motion. Suddenly everything goes.
And then she has a comment on the episode where she called it the Let's Invade Malcolm's Privacy for his birthday episode. I love, by the way, she apparently, the reason this email was so long is because she's been watching all these episodes and she's keeping up the email and just adding to it over time and eventually sent it.
Fantastic.
So she says in this episode, when Hoshi video calls Malcolm's sister, that Malcolm's sister seems 100% into Hoshi.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Well, we need to revisit that, and we need to revisit the episode where they go to the mining colony to see Belly Bro, which was the first flight pod.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, listen, let me make this very clear. I'm not revisiting any of these episodes.
I'm pretty sure we could slot some of these episodes in, and you wouldn't remember. Because
that's true. That is 100% true. If you started telling me the story again,
what'd you think of this episode? I don't remember this episode.
I don't remember any of it.
She also says that Archer's dinners all seem kind of weirdly romantically staged. Like there's candlesticks. She's like, are those really necessary?
Yeah, no, I'm with her. I agree. I think the captain's dinners are a little weird.
And then she has one more note. It's specifically for Maria.
Oh.
She says she's so glad that you're watching Taskmaster. And she wants you to know that the intros that Greg says and all of the tasks are actually written by Alex, which is like a whole other layer that makes the show way funnier.
Oh, I know. Like, most of what's written and all the tasks are done by Alex, which makes everything about this so much funnier. I am still watching it and continue to adore that show. It's like the best, like, easy, fun background watch that I don't have to think too much about, but is always really, really funny.
Anyways, that's it from Nicole.
Excellent.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you to everyone who commented and wrote in. And that's the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Next episode, super special guest star Scott Sigler will be telling us about the episode The Crossing. Special thanks to K.O. Myers at Particulate Media for sound assistance, and to our friend David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King, my love, for being the voice of our computer. If you like this show, please rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. And I know this is boilerplate. If you haven't already done it, you don't have to write a review. Just go onto your podcast app, give us a rating that you think is fair. We really appreciate it. And tell your friends about this. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as Enterprise Splaining, and on Blue Sky as Enterprise Splain. You can also email us any comments, questions, such as, how long will it take for someone on Canamar to shank Zumos in the shower? To enterprisesplaining@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And if you want to support this podcast, and I always appreciate it when you do, dig up $3, and you can find us on Buy Me a Coffee as Enterprise Splitting. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
How
Too much
broken
water
is
polo.
my brain? How broken is my brain that I can actually consider these moments?
These are yeah. We've broken.
That
a
was amazing.
Anyways,
Thank
we can
you.
move on from this.
Calling all Whovians, dive into the time vortex with Earth Station Who, the podcast that celebrates the legacy, present, and future of Doctor Who.
From classic adventures with the First Doctor to thrilling stories of the 15th, we've got it all covered.
For lively discussions, geeky debates, the Whovian Geek Seat, and a whole lot of TARDIS talk.
On sea to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe to Earth Station Who, where every episode is a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey good time.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping for the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.